This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only. And anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, you got the XRP haters, and they're not even really XRP haters. They're just XRP haters if retail investors get too much of it, okay? Don't get it twisted. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. These institutions, these banks, these governments, they love XRP. They just don't love XRP for us, okay? They don't love XRP for us because they think that XRP is going to make us financially independent, and the more regular Americans or citizens globally that are financially independent, it takes a little power away from the 1%ers, and they don't want to give up that power. Okay, that's really the bottom line. And one thing they like to say is that hardly anybody knows about XRP. Only 1.5 to 2 million people on the planet are invested in XRP, and those numbers are really low because that equates to about 0.018 to 0.025% of the global population that actually invests in XRP. That is definitely the truth. There is not enough people that are aware of XRP. We talk about it, and because we are in that community, and it's because of AMC. In my opinion, it's because of the fraud and corruption in AMC that opened up my eyes to other investments in the market. AMC and GME manipulation forced me to investigate and study the market more. If it wasn't for AMC and GME fraud, I probably would not even know about XRP. I might have heard about it in passing, but I would have never had this type of investment in XRP if not for the fraud and corruption in AMC and GME. That's the bottom line, okay? Because I was not that into the market, that into crypto. I would buy a stock. If it went up, it went down, I would be okay with that. I would just assume that I just made a bad decision, not knowing that it was all manipulated. It was all fraud and corruption from day one. But I am a more educated, different investor right now because I have seen behind the curtains and I know what these criminals do every single day in the United States stock market. And the SEC knows, the DOJ knows, the FBI knows, and they do absolutely nothing about it because a majority of the people who are victims of these crimes are retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. But I digress. Going back to XRP, they keep claiming that because such a small percentage of the global population is familiar with XRP, XRP is not going to run. Let me tell you guys something. Once XRP is replacing SWIFT, once XRP is being used as a bridge currency for global cross-border money transfers, people are going to be using XRP and not even know it, okay? They don't even have to be familiar with XRP to be using XRP for international money transfers, cross-border money transfers. Somebody in Europe is going to send €100 to their cousin in the United States of America. They'll send it in euro. He's going to go and he's going to pick up dollars. But what they don't realize is that euro was changed into XRP. Actually, XRP was sent because it's so cheap to send XRP. And then when the XRP got to the destination, they changed that XRP back into dollars. And that is the future of cross-border international money transfers. So when they claim that, a majority of the world population does not know about XRP, that is true. But that doesn't mean they won't be using XRP for cross-border money transfers. And I believe it might start doing in-border money transfers also. Of course, you know, real-world assets are going to be tokenized on the XRP ledger. But the argument that they're making that XRP is not going to run because a majority of the world population has no idea what XRP is, they don't need to know what XRP is to benefit from it. Okay? People are going to be using XRP very, very soon. And they won't even know they're using XRP. They don't need to know. All they need to know is this. I sent $100 to Africa and $100 got there. I sent $100 from Europe to Brazil and it got there. That's all most people need to know. That's all they care about. But a lot of us who are invested in XRP knows that when this happened and XRP is being used up and being burnt to pay those gas fees, the price of XRP can start running to the moon. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think soon a lot of people are going to be using XRP and not even know that they're using it? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.